I had this previously on recording, but now we're live. But I was mentioning the brother that was supposed to be running in 2020 that was endorsed by Barack Obama. Come to find out, and I don't recall this brother's name, who I believe he was the governor of Massachusetts. Come to find out, he bowed out of the election when we don't even know what this brother is. He was just some other uppity Negro that got caught with his hand in the cookie jar and was messing around with the wrong people. Anyway, this is just a little bit of a news that probably wasn't in the mainstream. Let's see, what else is in the mainstream? Oh, voter suppression. That's fun. You know what makes me pissed off and what grinds my gears? The fact that poor Hiblo in Florida, what is going on right now in Florida is the fact of the matter that people voted for the felons to be able to vote. This is in the state of Florida. And now they're trying to find a way to suppress the fact that people voted for that this past November. So the Republicans are trying to find a way to basically suppress the vote on that. And with those felons who are able to vote, that means they have the power to change Florida completely in the 2020 election. So the Republicans are cheating, and it's not just Florida, pussycats. It's Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Michigan, and Wisconsin, North Dakota, South Dakota, Missouri, where I'm from. Not anymore. I escaped. The first time I ever voted was in 2000, senior year of high school. We voted for Mel Carnahan, who died in a plane crash that past summer. We voted him in over Ashcroft, who John Ashcroft ended up working in the Bush administration from, I believe, 2000 to 2003. He didn't last very long. He was a really complete fucking white winger. You start just calling them that, white wingers or white robbers. Anyway, this crush is really good. Let me tell you about my night. Talk about myself for a little bit. Christmas party season. I love and hate. But babysitting adults who are already intoxicated gets very exhausting, especially when you don't have children yourself. Kicking people out, it becomes a sport. One person got kicked out tonight. That's good. But Saturday night, I'm really on. Who's next? As someone who bartends, and I do intend to have a drink or three, I have never ever gotten kicked out of a bar, regurgitated, showed my ass, maybe some titty, but never my ass, meaning undisciplined, at a bar. And especially in my 30s, even in my late 20s, we don't count the early 20s. Everyone was a hot mess that up. But the more drunk you are, and the more giving you are, 'tis the season to be a lush and giving. Oh yes, there is something else I want to talk about. I think there's this new Target Tammy. Just watching that video about this white lady getting mad at these black women talking about sex, which they weren't. First of all, anyone that stops anyone that's being nosy, go fuck yourself. Number two, who is that much of a prude to not talk about sex? I'm waiting. I was raised in a strict Catholic family, so trust me, sex was not a big thing to talk about in my family. But boy, did I learn. That's why I'm recovering Catholic. But these black women were accosted at a Target. Please forgive me, I do not recall where. But this silly, we'll just call her Saltine, um, basically intruded herself in their conversation, not knowing what the conversation was about, and also insisted that they were talking about sex, which it doesn't fucking matter. And it became a whole hoop. This whole thing is getting too ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be this person. I have a bunch of white friends. I don't associate with people that are that ignorant like that. I know ignorant people. They're not my friends. I make fun of them. And the fact that this has been a trend for, I'm not even going to say a couple of years, but now that we have the camera as our weapon, white people, white women, leave it alone. Mind your business. Come on. We don't get up in your business, just like I'm pro-choice. You don't want people to get up in your vagina. Stay out of black problems. Leave us alone. Nothing like, what's this? Oh, that Negro that got cut from the Chiefs. I grew up in Missouri, so I'm originally a Chiefs fan. Okay. So I found out the story, the full story a little bit today, because I'm just like, oh no. Another Negro beating up somebody, and Colin Kaepernick still can't get in the NFL. What the fuck? Don't care. I don't watch NFL. I never liked it. I've always thought it was a plantation. I always thought they were a bunch of slaves. And I grew up in the era of the Cowboys. And who's that cokehead? You know who I'm talking about. Gosh, I usually know his name. I grew up in the era of the late 80s and 90s. Mostly the 90s. I'm not that old. But the dynasty of what being a football player was. And trust me, Marshall Faulk hit on me when I was 15. Nigga was gross. Slap. Anyway, saw the video, heard the fact that she wanted to throw that N-word around. I do not condone hitting a woman. I don't care if she hits you first. I do not condone that one bit. Not at all. Because brothers, come on, we better than that. We are better than that. I'm still laughing about the fact that she got a swift kick to the head, though. That was wrong. He shouldn't have came back and give her a swift kick to the jargon. Now she got CTSD, or not PTSD, CTS. Ooh. But honestly, on a serious tip, that brother at that young age might have CTS. And we have been used this whole time as a bunch of slaves. This is why I don't pay attention to the NFL. This is why I don't like it. I've always felt that way. My mother loves the NFL. I call it the nigga football league, or the nigga football lynch. I don't like it. I've never liked it. They're all a bunch of slaves, and especially the fact that it's mostly the majority of black men, where you have the option to boycott and say, like, no, I'm not going to do this. But I get it. This is not a black male bashing thing anyway. That Becky, she was trying to look for some new, and she didn't get it, and so she retaliated. So shame on her. And then to play victim. But see, brothers, you got to be careful which Beckys you choose. And trust me, I believe in interracial dating. I'm in an interracial dating relationship myself, but he's European. It's a little bit different. White boys in America and European white dudes, slightly different. People are going to bash me on this one, but trust me, they're a little bit different. There's still some racism, but not with my dude. Um, but she expected something that most these type of dudes sometimes give up. And she was taken aback that she wasn't chosen, and she got mad, and she wanted to call people the N-word. And then, well, bitch, you get, well, she got pushed down. He didn't have to kick her in the head. He should have did that the first round of kicks. Don't go back. Kick first. Field goal. I'm kidding. Again, stupidity. Oh, let's talk about other stupidity stuff. People, can you please get some priorities? Let's stop talking about not Nicki Minaj, but Cardi B. See, I'm getting them twisted up because they're not a factor. We have our own black problems. Who cares? Offset looks like a grasshopper, and his dick's gonna fall off really soon. He's gonna end up on Behind the Music. Who cares? Moving on. Gosh. Personally, I want to just talk about the holidays. How I'm kind of in the mood, but I'm not. And as you get older, you're just like, oh. But I don't have any children, so I don't have that spark in my eye to like see kids shut up. But I missed a great Christmas party tonight to make some money. And I'm slightly salty, but I'm okay. Because I made money, and the tips were good. And everyone was contained. Being in this industry, especially a black woman in the bar industry, beer industry, because again, I told you guys, I'm studying from my sister. I'm a nerd. I study beer. I drink it too. I'm trying to be a part of that market because it is mostly a white, straight male market. The bar that I work at, management is often female now, which is great. Majority female. So that's positive. But it's funny sometimes when I ask people like, are we doing okay? Do you have any suggestions? Or do you have any questions for me? Or, oh, no. So they bypass me. But they asked the dude, my coworker, who is a male, they dive in. So I see this really interesting dynamic of, number one, being a person of color, number two, being a woman, number three, that I don't know my shit, which I do, and I prove people wrong constantly. I dance circles around them when it comes to beer. That's my shit. Like Gwen Stefani said, that's my shit. That's my shit. I feel that sometimes, and it just makes me want to go harder. I'm not going to lie and say like, oh, it makes me disappointed for a hot minute until I use my sarcasm and I prove them wrong. Anyway. But fuck my issues and my problems. Let's talk about more current events. Let's see, did I miss anything? Trump is a fuck up. We're getting more stupid people in the office. Mueller is close, but who knows what's going to happen? Oh, I know. So I do watch The View sometimes, just because I like to punish myself. And that there was this coon, Mia Love, that was on. I know who she is. I'm just saying she is a coon. I can't respect her because of what she said today. Joy Behar and Sunny Hostin asked her, and my Latina sister, who is a Republican, but I like her. She's from Miami. Please forgive me. Anna Nevada. I like her, but she needs to not be a Republican anymore. She's too good for that. Be an independent. All people of color should be independents. You don't have to stick to one party. I believe that. But Republicans, you need to really wash the shame off because y'all stink like wet dog. But anyway, moving on to The View. Mia Love was on today, and she is the congresswoman she was the first black Republican that won Congress, I believe, in 2014 in Utah, which is a Mormon state. Now, Utah, when Trump got into office, Utah voted for Trump, but by a small margin because it's a Mormon state. So she lost to a Democrat this past November, and Trump called her out like Mia Love. She's Haitian, by the way. Mia Love, I got no love. That's what he said. He was on that hate train of all the people that did not praise him and kiss his ass. So Mia Love was one of them. She kind of spoke out when he made the shit countries remark, but she's tap dance, literally tap dance and soft shoe. But today I found a new, utterly less respect for her. Sunny Hostin and Anna Nevada. Anna Nevada was the one that called her on this. She's like, because the question was asked, did you feel that 45 was being racist when he was talking about, like, calling you out? Because he was mostly calling minorities and people who didn't kiss his ass and then shithole countries. And she said, no, I think it was an American thing. I'm paraphrasing. Oh no, it was an American thing. It was about America. And I'm just like, bitch. I had a Key and Peele moment. I said, bitch. No, wait. I said, bitch. No, wait, hold on. I said, bitch. Ooh, scared. What? So him calling the country you come from, which is Haiti, a shithole country, and all those countries that he lumped into, that was not a form of racism. And him blatantly calling you out, that was a racism. Namaste. I don't get coons. I just don't get it. I get working together. I can compromise with a Republican, a throwback, I can't say non-racist Republican. I've had many conversations with white women about why you're a Republican. Before 45. As for now, when you're a person of color, especially being black, and for you Cubanos in Florida, fuck you, some of y'all. You guys are the most racist Latinos. A lot of Latinos don't even like you because you're so racist. But you got the abuela in the closet. That means the grandmother, the black grandmother in the closet. So for all my Latinos that think they're so white and their skin's so creamy, no, y'all niggas. But some of y'all gonna get it real soon and understand that. Just like these coons. There's nothing worse than a coon. or self-hating Latino, or a Latino that doesn't like black people. Do you know that let's throw some history out there for some ignorant people. Um, and this is mostly to my Cubanos who voted for DeSantis and who want to be part of that white supremacy thing. Okay, let's go. Do you know the majority of the slave trade went to the Latin nations? You know that only 13% went to North America. 13% also went to Mexico. And then we're not even talking about patches of Central America. We know about how many Brazil. That's like over like 50%. And then Argentina is the same amount. You Latin people who want to be racist toward black people, can you please look at your grandmother and your great grandmother? It ain't that far off. It's not like these white people here. They don't want you, they don't like you either. Duh. And to these coons, actually, I got a new word for self-hating Latinos. Uh, Dio Tomas. That's Uncle Tom in Espanol. But for my black people who want to be coons and tap dance, do a Mia Love shuffle, a Ben Carson like skydive, and gifted hands. You know, you just might as well just jump off a bridge. Where I live in the Bay Area, we got two bridges. You got the Golden Gate, which that water hits you a little bit quicker, or the Bay. Actually, I would rather you jump off the Bay Bridge, that is. No, seriously, because it's that self-hate reflects on us. And the fact that remember that all these self-hating coons and Tio Tomas, you're not helping the cause with us as a people. And I lump Latinos and black people into one because you're black. That's like my light skinned ass self, like, I'm not black, I'm light skinned. No. I'm black. People really need to read history. It's not, especially here in the new world, the shit's not that far off. It's not old world history. It's new America, or new world, excuse me. New American history. Uh-oh. We're almost coming to the closing point of this. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. My little chat. I must say, I enjoyed these minis together. And I hope we will be able to meet again, which we will. This sour, so refreshing. Did I tell you? It's lemon crush. It is 10 Barrel Brewing. It's one of my favorite breweries. They have a 12-pack of lemon sour, raspberry, cucumber. That's my personal favorite. Apricot, not sweet but sour. I like tart because I'm kind of a tart. That's a derogatory statement in some countries, but it's refreshing. Just like it's refreshing to talk to you guys. Well, I'm gonna go on this note. But before I do, I must read you something from the archives. Be right back. Ouch. Oh, yes. I'm glad you're still here. So, the other night, we read a little bit from Hate is What We Need. Let's read a little bit more hateful stuff. These are all Donald 45's quotes, and they're so intelligent. Let's see. We already did Lock Her Up. Classic. God, he's such a great writer. Here's one. You could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her whatever. Now, this one I really appreciate. The reason why. Do you remember that bitch? Her name was Megan, the bitch that appreciated blackface. Megan whatever her face. She was on Fox, and she was also the one that was monitoring the debate in 2016. And this was about her. She had blood coming out of her eyes and whatever. And then she gets that show on NBC, and then she does that blackface thing, and she's the one that, Santa Claus is white, which I kind of believe Santa Claus is white, but technically, let white people have their Santa Claus. I don't care. He's scary anyway. No one's a fat, overweight guy going down the chimney. He's robbing people. Santa Claus is a robber. You just got a job, and he eats your food. It's like Goldilocks and the fat white dude in a red suit. But, yeah. That's classic. Let's do another. I like this one. Look at my African American here. Boy, don't that sound like Massa saying something to you? Paris Denards and Mia Loves. Look at my African American right here. Look at my nigger right here. Boys, look at them rats here. Classic. He's such an intellectual. What a man. He's going places. To hell. Hopefully soon. Oh, God. Oh, wait. We'll do one more. This is a good one. This is the kickoff. This is the jump off, as little Kim would say. Barack Obama's birth certificate is a fraud. That's the jump off. Oh, my weed pen just fell. It's terrible. This is the jump off to where we are. Isn't it classic, and I will say classy, that Barack shook this ham hock's hand? Actually, that's an insult to ham hocks or any swine. I worked on this campaign in 2008. My friends and I, we turned Indiana blue. I'm very proud of everything that we did in 2008, and seeing that, living in Chicago at the time, and we ran to Grand Park, and seeing him win, all of us were crying. We never thought that we could ever see something like that. We knew that he was going to be a politician, but who gives a fuck? That's like the moment when OJ got off. Do I have my regrets? OJ? Most definitely. But this was the jump off. And I've never been a fan of 45. Never watched that fucking show, Apprentice. Even when it was on Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous with Robin Leach with Marla Maples, he was really disgusting because the way he treated her in the interview was gross. It was grandiose. And plus, he has a horrible taste and style. Gaudy. And here's something else to remind a lot of people. He was part of hip hop culture in a moment of time in the late 90s to 2000s where his name was being used in hip hop songs. Did I not know about the Central Park Five? That happened in '89. Did I not know about the casinos in 1993, the Indian casinos, or the housing discrimination in 1973? All these were already there. So why y'all mad now? Snoop. Snoop did. Yeah, there are some lines. But I just wanted to remind everyone should hate this piece of shit. Black, white, brown, called Negro, whatever. I don't care. It is what we need. And I hate that motherfucker. If you have hate in your heart, let it out. This is the end of the late night Alta. You guys enjoy yourselves. Good night. Sleep tight. And keep your butthole tight.